What's up everybody, Trevor here again, coming to you with a new video, this time telling you how to travel the world for cheap using just your cell phone, and the required apps that you're going to need to get the best deals on flights, transportation, and lodging while you travel the globe. Some of these apps are going to be pretty straightforward and I think will go without saying, so I won't get into too much depth. Other ones I'll show you which features you should look at to get the best deals and the most out of the apps. So a couple essentials to start it off. Google Translate, obviously a must-have. Allows you to translate your spoken word or your text into a foreign language and vice versa. You can download the dictionaries while you have Wi-Fi to use on the go. Some other cool features it allows is direct voice to voice, so you speak into the app and then the app will speak in, say, Danish for you. Another cool one is you can take a photo of, say, a menu, select the language, and Google Translate will translate the entire menu for you. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out and is really, really helpful. Kind of goes without saying. A couple other essentials. TripAdvisor I didn't use too much personally, but if you're planning an adventure in a foreign city, you can check TripAdvisor for sites, attractions, bars, restaurants, that kind of thing, and help you get a little bit planned out on what you want to see while you're there. Google Maps is like the best map app out there. You probably already have it, you probably already use it. One function you should definitely know about is offline areas if you don't use them already. So using offline areas, you can download a selected area. Let's say I'm going to be traveling to Belfast, Ireland. So I can go like this. It's only going to take 250 megabytes and it'll allow me to save that map to use when I don't have Wi-Fi. Another thing to do while you have Wi-Fi with Google Maps is to save your locations that you're going to be traveling to. So here I have saved the Clonard Monastery Youth Center, which was a really cool church I visited when I was in Belfast. So definitely be using maps. It'll help you out a lot. And like I said, that offline function is incredibly helpful. So let's talk about flights for a little bit. I won't talk too much about Travel Pirates and Skyscanner, but Google Flights is my favorite way to find cheap airfare. They don't have a dedicated app, but what you can do is go to google.com/flights, and if you're using Chrome, you can go to Settings and Add to Home Screen, and that'll give you a little button for Google Flights. So the reason I like Google Flights so much is even without entering any information yet, it knows I'm in Seattle. I can check this map of the world and see how much flights are going to cost to go just about anywhere in the world. So using, say, Madrid as an example, because that's the first thing I see, a flight to Madrid is $1,500, so a little bit pricey, but looking a little bit north, I can see a flight to London is only $900, and I'm sure that I can get a round-trip flight from London to Madrid for less than $600. So right there, I already know I'm going to save a few $100s over just flying directly into Madrid. So Google Flights, super cool that you can kind of find new destinations and find new routes on your way to your target city. Skyscanner is kind of your typical travel app or flight app and allows you to search flights. Just like Google Flights, it gives you a little bit better month-by-month view, so you can see how price is going to fluctuate depending on the day of the month and the month of the year. And both of these apps take you directly to the airline's booking. So there, there's no middleman who's marking up the price. You're getting the exact price from the airline. So if you're lazy and you don't want to go out and find these deals yourself and you want somebody to do it for you, you can use Travel Pirates. Travel Pirates, they go out and they find these crazy deals around the world. Some of them include airfare, transportation, and lodging. The only thing you need to watch out for is they're going to be departing from random cities in the US most likely, so you're probably gonna have to buy a connecting flight from your home to the city that your flight leaves from. So keep that in mind in terms of your total cost of transport. So that covers flights. To talk about ground transportation a little bit, Uber kind of goes without saying. It's an app that lets you hire a taxi basically. I like Uber over actual taxis just because if you're in a foreign country, you don't have to worry about the language barrier. Google Maps works with Uber and will put your route directly into Uber from Google Maps, so that's a pretty cool function, and you don't have to worry about getting ripped off. I'll talk about Go Euro real quick. Go Euro was so handy to have in Europe, and it's, like I said, it's a must-have. So I have Prague and Budapest on here, two great cities you should definitely go check out. And what it's going to do is it's going to compare the cost of trains, buses, and flights between your two destinations. So looking at this, I'm going to first off say no way am I going to book a flight between these two cities for 266 euros. A bus is only 17 euros. That's more in my price range. But it looks like buses are going to be 8 hours, 7 hours maybe. So pretty long bus ride. And for only 3 euros more, I can get a train for 20 euros. That's only going to be, less than 7 hours. So in this case, I would definitely book a train for 20 euros. And that's that. For most travel in Europe specifically, that Go Rail Pass or Euro Pass, I don't think is really worth it. You can just use apps like these to find cheaper transportation. Without going too deep into Flixbus, Flixbus is one of the major bus providers in Europe. So Go Euro will connect you to Flixbus if you're going to take one of their cheap buses, but you can just download their app and kind of skip that process and check out buses, because buses are usually less than 20 euros and they go everywhere. So talk about lodging real quick. Couchsurfing I didn't use much personally in this last trip, but it allows you to connect with people around the world and sleep on their couch or unused bedroom for essentially the cost of food. So if you're really on a budget, Couchsurfing is almost impossible to beat. It is going to take a little bit of confidence to go stay with strangers, but to each their own. Airbnb, also a really, really useful app, allows you to connect with people and stay in their unused room, but you pay them for it instead of staying for free. If you're traveling with two people, Airbnb might be your cheapest option, finding accommodations, even cheaper than some hostels. But I will talk about Hostel World a little bit, just because I used it exclusively to book all of my hostels while I was traveling in Europe. So just to give you guys a quick overview, you select your city, you select the dates you're going to be there. I have Belfast. I had a great time in Belfast, and hey, what do you know? Wagon Backpackers, where I stayed, has rooms available. They're only $13 a night. That's really, really cheap, and this place has got great reviews. 8.5 out of 10 and over 2,600 reviews. So when you're looking at these, a rule of thumb, if it's below 8 stars or 8.0, it's going to be getting a little sketchy. But you can read reviews about the place. I trust the reviews more than the actual description. But this app is great. Wagons is great too. So definitely go check out Wagon Backpackers if you're staying in Belfast. So that covers lodging. We'll do a quick over on communication. So Messenger you probably already have installed. Allows you to talk with people back home. Same with Skype. You can video chat with people back home. WhatsApp, a lot of people in the US don't use, but in Europe it's pretty much required. And what it allows you to do is send text messages, video messages, photos, all that kind of thing using data instead of using your actual minutes. So definitely worth checking out WhatsApp for your communication needs. Like I said, everybody in Europe uses it. Without going too in depth in social media, you got to keep your friends back home jealous and make sure they know that you're still alive having fun. So put your photos and videos up on Instagram, also on Facebook with your status updates. My favorite is Snapchat. I like telling a story, especially when I travel. It's kind of cool to know that you're showing people this city through Snapchat. So entertainment is obviously going to be a little more personal and kind of up to you to decide what you use to keep entertained, but Spotify is my go-to music app. I have a subscription. I save my playlists offline, and then I can use them wherever I go. The Kindle app is a must-have, and the reason I say this is you can carry around thousands of books in your phone or on your actual Kindle e-reader to read wherever you go. So you can see I've got all these books I've been reading, but if you get an Amazon Unlimited account or Kindle Unlimited, I'm not sure what exactly it's called, they have a ton of Lonely Planet travel guides on there that you get for joining. So like I used Lonely Planet The World a lot, and even more so I used Lonely Planet Europe on a shoestring budget. It was really great and helped me find attractions and churches, sites to see, all that weren't too expensive. So to talk about money real quick, PayPal, Venmo are some options to transfer funds. You should obviously have your bank's default application. So I have US Bank. Allows you to transfer money between your accounts, pay off your cards, credit cards, that kind of thing while you're abroad. For photo, if you've got a GoPro or a digital camera, you should definitely get their accompanying app. So these will allow you to transfer photos and videos from your camera to your phone and then upload them. So definitely handy to have if you have the camera. And finally, to wrap up this video, just a couple of other things that can be pretty helpful when you're abroad. You should obviously have a calendar. Your phone's probably already got a calendar app. Google Calendar, you can save your flights from Google Flights to the calendar, kind of make sure everything stays in one place. In terms of backing up photos, documents, that kind of thing, Evernote and Dropbox are a great way to back up stuff while you're on the go when you have Wi-Fi. I've personally been using Google Drive a lot more recently, but I don't think I have the app on here. A weather app, pretty straightforward. Know the weather, what the weather's going to be like where you go. And finally, Google Voice allows you to get digital backups of your voicemails from your voicemail box. So instead of calling that random number, you can just go onto Google and listen to your voicemail. So that should about wrap it up for the required travel apps and how to use them to travel for cheap. If you guys have any questions about how to use some of these apps, say maybe Google Flights or Skyscanner, to find the best deals, let me know. Leave your questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them for you guys and help you out. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll keep the travel tips coming.